A Utah woman says Sandy police were too slow to start investigating her report of severe stalking, and that left her in a dangerous situation for several weeks. KSL investigator Daniela Rivera has been examining the police response in our Failure to Protect series. And Daniela, you found several violations of Utah's domestic violence laws.
Well, Deanie, we know these cases are dangerous. We've seen far too many end in tragedy here in Utah, and that's why the victim in this case got the KSL investigators involved. And now this case is actually shedding light on a lesser-known part of Utah's domestic violence law.
This was everything I had submitted.
Pages and pages, evidence of the severe stalking Azalea says she's been living with for more than 6 weeks now.
He just kept getting more vulgar and angry in his emails and his threats of, I'm gonna make you pay and I'm not gonna stop until you have been taught a lesson.
She first went to Sandy police on May 16th, but more than 2 weeks passed before a detective started investigating.
A question I ask them every time is like, are you guys going to finally do something when I turn up dead?
Sandy police acknowledged they failed to use the lethality assessment when Azalea first reported. That's a survey police use to determine how much danger a victim is in, and it's mandated by Utah law. So is this. Agencies shall forward a copy of the incident report to the prosecuting attorney within 5 days after a complaint of domestic violence. Something the Salt Lake County DA's office confirmed also didn't happen in this case.
We know from research, we know from experience that domestic violence cases can be dangerous.
Trent Dressen with the Utah Prosecution Council isn't commenting on any specific agency or case, but he did research that 5-day requirement.
If you asked around, you'd probably get a sense that a lot of people believed it was new. From what I could see on the legislative history of it, we've actually had it around since at least 1995.
On the books for decades, but Dressen says it's likely a lesser-known requirement because training focuses on other key components of Utah's DV law, like mandatory arrests with probable cause, determining a predominant aggressor, and the lethality assessment.
Whereas this requirement is probably something that's oftentimes met as just a matter of course.
Would you look at it like a backstop in Utah law just to make sure these cases are getting timely attention?
I think you could definitely look at it that way. We want to make sure that we are getting them into the court system as soon as possible so that we can both intervene and potentially add additional protections for our victims.
A spokesperson with Sandy police said that they have had a process in place to screen their domestic violence cases with the city prosecutor's office, where most of them go, but they didn't have that same process established with the county DA's office, and that has since changed. Debbie and Deanie.
All right, Daniela, thank you for your update in this continuing investigation.